What's the best training program? Look it up online and you'll get a ton of answers, each one claiming to be the best. But which one is the best? Now there's many different strength programs out there, but there is none more notorious than the Smolnov program. Smolnov? Smolnov. The Smolnov program. Today I'm going to start it, and in 60 days I'm going to test my strength and see how much I've improved. This Russian program is designed to hammer you with high frequency over the course of 13 weeks in the hopes of improving your squat strength, and it is said to be highly effective, adding 50 to 100 pounds to your 1 rep max on your first try. Indirectly, it can also increase your deadlift PR, and it can be modified to train and improve your bench press too. So I'll be doing the shortened 10-week version, which is split into a 4-week base phase where volume is kept high, a 1-week deload, and another 4-week high intensity phase where the weights are increased, all to see if the most brutal strength training program actually works. Before we begin, here are my current 1 rep max attempts I took before this program. My squat PR came out to 170 kilograms, my bench press PR ended up being 140 kilograms, and I also attempted a 5-plate deadlift, which I failed. So let's assume around 200-210 kilograms for my deadlift. It's not going to be the main target of this program, but I am interested to see if squatting indirectly affects my deadlifts too. Given those 1 rep max results, now I could follow this program for the next 4 weeks. The weight being equal to a percentage of my 1 rep max currently, and then adding 2.5 kilograms weekly. With that out of the way, we could get straight into day 1 of the program. First off, we got into some squats. I had to do 4 sets of 9 at 70% of my 1 rep max. Whilst I'm not used to more than 3 sets on squats usually, this left a decent amount of reps in reserve for me to get through these sets. After getting through all of them, I felt tired but not weak. The last set did end up being a pretty grueling.
Just finished the squats. I'm now doing bench press. Honestly, it feels weird because it's so easy training, because I'm leaving so much in reserve, even on 9 reps on squats. I'm not used to it, and I'm worried I'm not making any gains, but I am, hopefully. We'll see. It's day 1, it's the easiest one of the week. It gets harder throughout the week and then it resets. I feel good though, I feel strong. Let's see how the bench goes.
Now up, bench press. If you're wondering how I warmed up for squats and bench, I followed a simple pyramid scheme here. Pretty easy to follow and didn't get me too tired. After getting up to my working set, I had to do 70% of my 1 rep max, but unlike squats, I had to do 6 sets of 6 reps. Which is more sets than I've ever done on bench press, to be fair. And I was just gonna have to do more and more sets throughout the week, which was pretty scary. After the main lifts were done, it was onto some accessory movements. Now the main 2 goals were to go light and not to hit failure. As long as I did that, I wouldn't overexert myself and I'd be able to get through the Smolnov program. I also made sure to include some core work, as that was going to be really important in getting a stronger squat.
I just finished the workout. I really enjoyed it. I mean, you're always going to enjoy a new program you're on, so kind of expected, but it feels good. And, well, it's new, so hopefully I get some decent strength gains. I've avoided a pump. Got a decent pump, even though I wasn't training to failure much. Pretty crazy. No leg pump though.
With the first day done, I could get on with the rest of the week. I trained deadlifts only once a week to avoid fatigue, bench press 3 times a week, and squat up to 4 times a week, which became very tiring. After I was done with the main lifts, I'd always follow up with some accessory movements, but never overdoing it. And as I was increasing the weight of my lifts over the course of a week, I'd end up upping it from just 4 sets at the start to up to 10 sets of 3 for squats, and 8 sets of 4 for bench, which was all just quite a lot of volume. Over the next few weeks, I trained hard and got stronger, skipping as few sets and days as possible, if any at all. Getting through all these sets on some days was especially grueling. Just look at this uncut version of me squatting 145 kilograms, followed up by benching 110 kilograms. The number of sets just felt endless and took forever to complete. By the end of each workout, I felt like I was going to fall flat on my face, but I did manage to get through them, which was a positive at least, I guess, potentially. After 4 weeks, it was finally time to take a deload, before moving on to the next part of the program, which I was hoping was going to be less fatiguing than the first.
Okay guys, it's officially been 4 weeks since I started the Smolnov program, and it has absolutely battered me. Not to mention, I haven't been getting enough sleep in, I've been ill, so that hasn't been helping at all. I skipped a day or 2, and I also did a few less reps and sets on a few days. Not too much, I stuck to it as much as I could. It's just been so difficult. Now, I'm actually looking forward to this week. This is going to be the first deload I've ever done in my entire life, and we'll see how that affects me. I feel like if my knees weren't killing me, I'd be doing a lot better.
I won't bore you with the deload, plus I didn't record too much. Here's me doing some squats on it. As you can see, I'm not going as hard as I usually would, I'm definitely using less weight, and I'm finishing way before I reach failure just to avoid any fatigue whatsoever before starting the next phase.
Time for the intense phase.
For the second phase, intensity was key. I'd be doing heavier sets for less reps. I'd also be hitting squats for only 3 days a week instead of the 4 I usually would, which was a huge relief. This was hopefully going to prepare me for testing my strength without causing too much fatigue. Even day 1, I immediately felt how different the training was. Starting with 145 kilograms for 4 sets of 5, I could feel how the emphasis shifted from reps to weight. And the same was for bench. Hitting 110 kilograms for 5 sets of 4, I also found that these sets felt much easier than I thought they would, which was a good sign. Over the course of the week, I increased the weight of all my lifts and did fewer reps and sets than before. I was enjoying this much more than the first phase, and I could feel myself getting stronger fast. As the first week was done, I repeated the process again, improving my form and strength over the next upcoming weeks.
Okay, it's the last week of the Smolnov challenge and I am doing mediocre. I'm constantly ill and I'm not sleeping well, which isn't helping. But my strength has actually gone up. Even on the days I've been ill, I've been managing to lift some serious weight with pretty much ease. I am finding the intense stage a lot easier than I found the high volume one, so that's pretty good. It's definitely not easy on my joints and my back. The Smolnov program is definitely not for the light-hearted. I feel like my squat's definitely improved quite a lot. Time to hit the gym and get stronger. 2 more sessions left. And then the challenge is over.
Strength over the last few sessions was pretty unreal. I had gotten much stronger even if I had to stick to the same reps and sets. They just felt lighter, especially squats. And with that said, and the last session done, I had completed the most grueling program I could find on the internet. 60 days of torture. Let's see how much my squat and bench had finally increased. Let's see if this program is worth it.
And now all that's left to do is rest and recover. Maybe hit a little bit of a deload. Yeah. Alright guys, I've been taking a 6-day break after finishing the Smolnov program before testing my strength, and I'm also back in the UK. Also I'm a bit ill, but thankfully it's going away. I don't know, it's just this flu season has been awful and it has not helped this challenge whatsoever, but I do feel ready to test out and see if I can get a few PRs. Probably will actually. So yeah, next time you see me, I'm going to be testing my strength.
On my squats on day 1, I got 170 kilograms, and after a long 67 days of training, it was time to see how much I've improved. Working my way up, I easily smashed through 170 kilograms, and I got all the way up to 205. Let's see if I managed to get this. And I managed to do it, 35 kilograms, which is like over 70 pounds of added solid strength. I could have even possibly got more, so I was really impressed and happy with the result. Next up, bench press. I followed this up straight after the squat, so I was feeling a little bit weak. This is a squat program after all, so let's see what I got. 140 kilograms was what I had on the first day, and after the Smolnov Junior program, I got 145 kilograms, a small 5 kilogram improvement. I was actually pretty disappointed. I expected at least 10 kilograms, maybe even 15, but I guess the fatigue got to me. I did prioritize high volume for both bench and squats, so maybe they interfered with each other. It wasn't the best results. Still a PR. I never hit 145 kilograms before, so I'll take it. And finally, deadlifts. I did test this the next day, and as you can see, I got rid of the beard. So how much did the Smolnov program indirectly improve my deadlift? Now, on day 1, I failed 5 plates, 220 kilograms. Let's see what I got today. And yes, I managed to lift 220 kilograms. It went up pretty easily. Maybe I could have got more, but my back was shouting at me to stop, so I'm not going to risk an injury just for some ego lifting. And with that, here are the results. A 205 kilogram squat, which is 35 kilograms more than before I started the program. A 145 kilogram bench press, which is 5 kilograms more than when starting the program. And a 220 kilogram deadlift, which is, well, we'll assume 10 kilograms more. But honestly, it's a match of my previous PR, so there's that.
And so the verdict, whilst this program is very brutal, it is pretty decent. Even with all my setbacks being ill and missing a few sessions, I still managed to improve my squat by a large margin, and I even managed to improve my deadlift without putting too much effort into it. However, my bench could have done a little bit better. I feel like all that volume was a little bit too much, but still I managed to hit a PR and my strength did go up, so that is a success. And so the Smolnov program is very brutal. I felt tired throughout the whole thing. The worst part of the program overall was the volume phase at the very beginning, thing. There was just so much volume. I was exhausted throughout the whole thing, nearly losing my will to live. One thing's for sure, I do definitely feel both mentally and physically stronger because of this. As a squat program, I would rate it a solid 5 out of 5. Even though it is brutal, I do feel like everyone can benefit from using it, so I definitely recommend it. Progressing on your squats can be pretty difficult at times, and this program definitely helps with that. For the bench press, however, the Smolnov Junior program was not too good. I feel like the volume from the Smolnov on the squats and the Smolnov Junior on the bench just overlap too much. So for bench, I wouldn't recommend it. For squats, I would. And for deadlifts, well, it's not really targeting a deadlift, but it can indirectly help you, so there's that. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe. If you want to see more videos like this, let me know. And as you saw in this video, I was bulking throughout this whole program, so if you're interested to see what kind of foods I eat, especially on a budget, I am planning on releasing a video soon. Thank you again, and see ya.